Well, I couldn't resist. I purchased the new Distress Kitsch Flamingo color from Ranger. It arrived and my first thought was, what am I going to do with it? So instead of putting it on the shelf to collect dust, I decided to take out all of the purple and pink Distress Oxide and spray stains in my stash. I sat down and started experimenting. So let me show you the color combinations I came up with featuring the new color. Let's get started. For the first color combination, I spray Worn Lipstick Stain. Then I add some of the Kitsch Flamingo spray stain, then add a little bit of water to help it blend out, and I like to dry in between layers of colors. I am splattering on more Kitsch Flamingo, then some spun sugar oxide spray to tone down all of the bright pinks. When I am creating color combinations using the Distress sprays, I like to build up a background as if I was actually making a project. That way I can really get a feel of what works, what I like, and what I don't like. I add some more water to help the color blend out. I add a few splatters to finish it off. When the page is dry, I write the colors that I used on the back. For the next color combination, I spray some Kitsch Flamingo, Tattered Rose, and Picked Raspberry in spray stain. I then spritz a little bit of water to help the color blend out. I use my heat tool to help move the color around. After it's dry, I'm going to splatter on some Kitsch Flamingo and Tattered Rose. I love how Tattered Rose softens up the bright pinks. For this next color combination, I went a little bit crazy with the colors, but I love how it turned out. I started by spraying milled lavender and Kitsch Flamingo onto my craft mat. Then I spritzed the paper with a little bit of water. I then smushed the paper into the color on my mat. This is going to give you a nice, subtle, soft background. I realized after smushing the paper into the color that I didn't want subtle, so I decided to spray on the color. The color still ended up being really soft because I added the water to the paper, so I decided to brighten it up with Seedless preserves and Festive berries. And remember, I'm experimenting, so there is no right or wrong. I am going to dry in between layers, and since there's still more color on my mat, I smush some more onto the paper. I finished this color combination by splattering on some Seedless Preserve Oxide spray. This combination is very simple. I start off by spraying some Festive berries, abandoned coral, and Kitsch Flamingo onto the paper. I dry it about halfway, that way some of the color is still wet. I sprinkle on some water, splatter on some Festive berries, then I take a paper towel and lift up some of the water that I put on the paper. This will give the background a really cool texture. Finish it by splattering on some Kitsch Flamingo Distress Oxide spray. This next combination is another simple one. I start off by spraying on some Kitsch Flamingo and Seedless Preserve stain, add a little bit of water, and I'm using my heat tool to not only move around the color but dry it as well. I add just a little bit more Kitsch Flamingo spray stain, dry it, and then splatter on some Kitsch Flamingo Oxide spray. I love how this one turned out. I have so much fun experimenting with color, and now I have several color combinations to work with. Do you want to see how I take my favorite color combination, a few supplies from my stash, that easy background technique, and create a gorgeous mixed media tag? Be sure to click this video right here. You are not going to want to miss it. I'll see you there.